Hi everyone, Lauren with another video. And I'd like to explain something to you in this one. And that is why the focus of my videos seems to have changed pretty drastically over time. Okay, so here goes. My first few videos were about the oneness of humanity, if you remember, and a couple of them, I believe, were somewhat spiritual in focus. Then all of a sudden, I pivoted to doing more politically oriented videos. Well, the reason is that I am and always have been a person of two passions, spirituality and social justice. But spirituality, though, is really at my core. For as long as I can remember, I've been absolutely enthralled by the deepest mysteries of our reality. How was the universe created? Was it created, or always has been? Is eternity of time possible? Is the universe finite or infinite? Are we alone in the universe? Now, I've always had a very deep and abiding belief or faith in a divine creator. So the most profound mystery for me has always been, what is the nature of the creator? Who or what is God? Searching for answers to those questions has been a lifelong journey for me. That search, indeed, is who I am. Over the course of my life, I've spent years on that search, on that journey. First studying comparative philosophy and religion as a college and then as a graduate student, and then investigating and experiencing firsthand many different spiritual paths. At heart, I am a mystic, and my spiritual path is the mystic's path. And the truth is that I was born this way. My questions about ultimate reality, as I say, have been with me since I was a very young child. I mean, for as long as I can remember. And that curiosity about ultimate reality really defines who I am as a human being at the deepest, deepest level. My other passion is social justice. It has also been with me my entire life. See, I was born in 1953, 11 years before the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that ended racial segregation in all public facilities. And I was born and lived the first 21 years of my life in the Deep South, in the city of New Orleans. Now, everything in New Orleans in the public square was segregated. Restrooms, water fountains, the city's buses, the sitting area of the train station, the waiting rooms of doctors' offices, literally everything. And despite the law's requirement that segregated facilities be separate but equal, they were always separate but never equal. Our waiting rooms, our restrooms, our water fountains were always and obviously inferior to those utilized by white New Orleanians. But segregation when I was a child took two forms. One was the separate and utterly unequal separation of shared public facilities that I've just described. And the other was the practice of not segregating public facilities, but of keeping us out of them altogether. In other words, it was the practice of keeping many public spaces white only. As a child, at the age of 11, after the Civil Rights Act was passed, I then lived through the process of integrating the city's buses, the public pools, the restrooms, water fountains, the city parks, department store fitting rooms. And it was not easy. In fact, for me as a child, it was a scary and very painful experience. Being born into that reality, having that be my introduction to life, resulted in my growing up with a dogged determination to do something with my life to make the world a better place, to help us all as human beings see that we are much more alike than we are different, and that we can live together in compassion and in peace. As a child, I had absolutely no clue what I was going to do, but I knew that I was going to do something with my life to help humanity mature. And mature, yes, beyond racism, but also beyond all forms of bigotry and hatred. I became a lawyer because I wanted to use my legal skills to work on issues of social justice, and actually on the environment too, about which I was and still am terribly concerned. So friends, that's why you have seen and will continue to see me make videos, some that are spiritual in nature and others that are focused on issues of social justice. And because politics is one of the most important vehicles that we use to achieve social justice, some of my videos will continue to have a political focus. In this day and at this time, we Americans, and indeed all people who live in the United States, are facing a political force that is actively working against all of the spiritual principles that I hold so dear, against us coming together as one human family. So speaking out against those forces is my responsibility and the responsibility of all people of conscience. And speak out I will. Now, finally, friends, what I'm excited to share with you is that in addition to making videos about my two passions, I've also written a book about them. It's entitled On Race and Religion, My Journey from Jim Crow to Mysticism. It's my memoir. I wrote it in two parts. Part one is my racial memoir, the story of the little girl who was inspired by the experiences of her childhood to use her life to be an advocate for justice and compassion. Part two is my spiritual memoir, the story of my lifelong quest for the divine. And here it is. That's me, little Lauren, sitting on the back of the bus on my way home from school, sitting in the colored section, thinking about all of my questions. Is there a fourth dimension? Is there a parallel universe? What about life after death? Life on other planets? The book's available as both a paperback and as an ebook. And now I'd like to record it as an audiobook. But I'm also thinking about reading the book online on my Facebook page. I'll start doing that really soon. And if enough folks follow it, I'll continue that project and read the entire book. So that's it, my friends. Now you know why you have seen and will continue to see me make two seemingly very different kinds of videos that, may seem incongruent. But it's because those two subject matters, spirituality and social justice, are my two passions. They are who I am, and I will speak out about both. So thanks for watching. Bye for now, and I'll see you next time.